So I made a TikTok recently and it went quite viral, getting like over 150,000 views as of right now, and the shit is still going up. And it was saying Makhachev's submission win is more impressive than Ilia Topuria's win over Charles Oliveira. I'll play it now. You cannot tell me that this is not more impressive than this. Makhachev submitting Charles Oliveira is more impressive than Topuria knocking Oliveira out. Fact. This was literally prime Charles Oliveira, literally running through Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, even like Kevin Lee and shit, knocking out Michael Chandler. And his best win was Dan Hooker on short notice, and he went in there, destroyed him, and submitted him. I'm not saying Ilia's, knockout wasn't absolutely amazing. It was every single thing that everyone is saying. But it's not as impressive as Makhachev. And there is a little bit of like just complete glaze going on about Ilia at the moment, acting like he cannot be beaten. I lean towards Makhachev against Ilia, I cannot lie. Charles Oliveira is a stationary opponent. Islam Makhachev's head movement is way underrated. Way underrated. His striking is top level, and he's one of the best grapplers in the sport. Like, Ilia can 1,000,000% chin him at any moment. This is the definition of a 50-50 fight. But to go in there and say,
oh yeah, dude, Makhachev's getting dropped in one, that's gonna be an easy fight for Ilia.
Like, that's just fucking insane. That is fucking insane to think anybody is running through Islam Makhachev. I know he's moving up. He might not beat Jack Del Maddalena, but I guarantee you, let's say Makhachev beats him. Let's say Makhachev finishes him, okay? Let's say he goes in there, he's just way better, gets JDM down and submits him. I guarantee you the narrative is going to change. He's going to be a featherweight all of a sudden. That's what people are going to say. He's going to be too big, and they're going to say Ilia should stay where he is. I fucking guarantee it. So as you can see there, I literally just said I think that Makhachev submitting Oliveira is more impressive than Topuria knocking him out. Shoot me. And I'm standing on fucking business with this shit. I am saying this right now that Makhachev submitting him is way more impressive. Now, before I got loads of comments, okay? I think Ilia Topuria is the pound-for-pound number one fighter in the world at the moment. Okay, I'm going to get to the pound-for-pound kind of number one thing that happened the other day and why it kind of doesn't make sense, but kind of does. I think Topuria is literally the heart of the sport at the moment. I think he's the best fighter the UFC can have as their poster boy. With that European audience he's going to bring and the kind of swag he brings. Him and Makhachev are the two biggest names in the sport. Okay, let's not kid ourselves here. I think his knockout was unbelievable. We've never seen anyone Charles Oliveira. We've never seen anyone put Charles away like that. The combinations he was landing, the crucifix. Crucifix was a bit dodgy because Charles just got up straight away, okay? Ilia Topuria is all that. He is all that. But, as we can see on screen here, let's have a little look-see at the Oliveira Makhachev fight, okay? The last 5 fights, we'll say. Kevin Lee, Tony Ferguson, Michael Chandler, Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje. Kevin Lee submission, Tony Ferguson decision, Michael Chandler KO, Dustin Poirier submission, Justin Gaethje submission. Now, if we take a look at the Oliveira that Ilia fought, Beneil Dariush cancelled out. Beneil Dariush first round TKO, which was very good at the time because Dariush was on that win streak. Islam Makhachev cancelled out, he pulled out. Arman Tsarukyan defeat. Michael Chandler unanimous decision. Are you telling me you genuinely think the Oliveira that fought Ilia was the same Oliveira that fought Makhachev? No. And there's a few reasons. He became way more kind of wrestling orientated and focused, okay? He definitely became a bit more defensively aware. I think Makhachev completely ruined him, if I'm being honest. As regards that. He definitely looked aggressive against Dariush. You know what I mean? Against Arman Tsarukyan, he just didn't, he just didn't really do an awful lot apart from like he had his moments, when he got him in that like guillotine and kind of like a choke in the first one. He finished the fight with like the kind of sick photo of him with like the tongue out and stuff like that. But apart from that, Tsarukyan was winning the fight. Tsarukyan was winning the striking exchanges. You know what I mean? Tsarukyan was dominating on the grappling when it came to control. And Arman just beat him. That was not a split decision, okay? I was deluded for a while. I thought Charles won, but then you just realize he just didn't. Okay, he just didn't win. But if you look at the Makhachev fight, okay, he finished him in like 7 minutes or something like that. And Ilia finished him like 2.5. A lot of people say that right there kind of justifies everything. Like, a lot of people say right there, that's kind of like the talking point. Like, Makhachev needed 5 more minutes. Bro, Ilia wouldn't go into his guard. Makhachev went into his guard. all of it, like, trying to get into his guard, I should say, okay? And, okay, Makhachev, like, rocked him and knocked him down, but if you look at the first round, Makhachev just took him down and just dismantled him on the ground, like, control-wise. He just had complete control of Oliveira. And this was the Oliveira that everyone was saying might be Khabib, okay? He is the best jiu-jitsu in UFC history, and Makhachev submitted him. And what's Charles Oliveira always known for? Getting knocked down and getting up and winning, in fairness, okay? Ilia likes backing people up. Ilia doesn't like being backed up. He does his best work when he's moving forward, okay? Which is a lot of fighters, okay? I'm not just saying this is just an Ilia problem. But Charles Oliveira just walked forward, okay? And I know the whole game plan wasn't to walk forward, but Charles literally was just taking jabs and walking forward. Like, what are you doing, okay? I get he engaged in the grappling. He did engage in the grappling in the first round. Maybe he was so discouraged he thought, I don't have a chance here. I need to fucking go in there and just starch this guy. Which I don't really believe, because he got up from Ilia's crucifix. I know he had double underhooks as well, and Ilia managed to get there. But, like, A, he's that fucking stupid he wouldn't even try and shoot again. Or he was just, like, completely broken mentally. I was just like, this guy's just going to chin me. I'm going to see what I can do here. Or he's fucking stupid. Do you know what I mean? Or he's fucking stupid to where he's like, I'm just going to stand with him. Fuck it, yeah. Why didn't you just... See, the thing is, do you really believe Makhachev is going to go out there and look like that against Topuria? Is that what you're telling me? You think Makhachev is going to stand there in front of him, and when Ilia lands a jab, he's going to walk forward and invite on more? You have to be fucking stupid. Go back and watch Makhachev's fights. When he shoots, if he doesn't get you down, he's got 5 more shots coming in that round. That's what people don't understand. Khabib said it best. If you fail once, that's fine. But he's going to try 100 times to get you down. That's the difference. Makhachev is going to constantly shoot takedowns. I just think Makhachev is getting disrespected a little bit, okay? He's lost the pound-for-pound #1 ranking. I'm not totally mad at that. Like, Ilia's... I just think it's kind of the UFC being like, oh, Ilia, there's so much hype around Topuria. There's so much hype around Topuria now that they're just lobbing on the pound-for-pound #1 because he's such a big name. Now, I must say, his win streak is better than Islam's now, so he does deserve it as regards that, you know. Holloway, Volk, and Charles, incredible. But if we really want to get into it, okay, he got Volk and Holloway at a good time. He got him at a good time. Volk got chinned by Makhachev, actually, literally a few months before, and he got Holloway moving down from lightweight when he bulked up. That's all I'm going to say there. Incredible wins. I'm not discrediting him. I have said from the start how good this guy is. I fucking said it before Volkanovski got chinned, before he took it, okay? One of the first videos on this channel, I was saying, I think Ilia might knock him out here. There's a good chance he might knock him out. Go back and watch it. Volkanovski versus Topuria is closer than you think. I gave Ilia more chance than most people. Everyone was saying Volk's is too good, Volk's is too good. This guy couldn't finish him, and he's not going to finish Volk. Not me. So fucking suck that, man. Don't give me that bullshit. Okay, that I'm hating on Ilia. I'm fucking not. Okay. A lot of people said that in the comments on my TikTok. Some people were just saying some random shit, man. It's got like nearly 800 comments or some shit like that, which is like 150 something thousand views on one. Like, even if it's a TikTok, it's just like insane to me, if I'm being honest with you. Like I remember getting like 20 views on a TikTok. 150,000 on one is just an incredible achievement, I must say. But I just think, if you look at it stylistically, obviously Ilia's got striking. You know what I mean? But Makhachev's got very good hands. He's definitely not going to engage. He won't knock Topuria out. Will he submit him? He might. I haven't seen Ilia's grappling. Okay, we saw a little bit of it against Charles, but we haven't seen it fully. Let's not be fucking stupid here. Makhachev destroyed him in the grappling. Charles Oliveira is not a wrestler. He's not a wrestler, bro. Okay? He's not a fucking wrestler. Armatroukhin had his way with him on the ground in moments. For most of it. Oliveira had his moments, I meant. Sorry. But Armatroukhin just, you know, controlled him. Didn't really have too much of an issue getting him down. Okay? And that Charles literally couldn't finish Michael Chandler. Now, he had an impressive wrestling display against Michael Chandler, but we all know how shit Michael Chandler is. He's only beaten Tony Ferguson and Dan Hooker as well, so let's not forget that, okay? I just think people are, like loads of people are picking Topuria against Makhachev, which is fine. Like, he 100% could win. Can win. Will the fight happen? I don't know. I'll get onto that in a minute. I said in my video before, I was like, I'd lean towards Ilia, but now I'm kind of leaning towards Makhachev, like 55-45 Makhachev. It is incredibly close. I just think size is going to be a big thing. And I want to get one thing as well here, okay? The pound number one thing. If Makhachev beats JDM, then he's just going to become pound number one again. So that's why I'm a bit confused. Like, say Makhachev loses JDM, then Ilia moves to pound number one, maybe. But if he beats him, he's just going to go straight back up there. And like, Makhachev didn't lose. Do you know what I mean? He just didn't lose. So I think there's holes in Makhachev's game that Topuria can take advantage of. He can land on the chin. You know, Makhachev's got good head movement, but excuse me, he's not invincible. You know what I mean, on the feet. But I just think we've seen this so many times with fighters. You know, people saying this guy can't lose. This guy, it's impossible for him to lose. I said the same thing about Kamaru Usman, if I'm being honest with you. I never thought Usman would lose. I said the same thing about Adesanya. They all lose. Ilia is going to lose. Makhachev probably. Well, the thing is about Ilia and Makhachev, okay? No, before let me finish. Both of them will lose if they keep going. Islam is going to lose. Ilia is going to lose. But will they keep going is the question. I can see these brothers just retiring on top. I can see them being those kind of guys. They're just like, fuck you lot. I'm out. I've got my bag. I've got everything. I'm done. And will we ever see this fight again? I don't know. Again, what am I on about? Will we ever just see this fight? Probably not. Probably not. Okay. Now, as much as I think Ilia's pound number one, and Ilia's one of the most skillful fighters we have ever seen, okay? 3 fights just does not. At the start, when he knocked out Charles, I was on that bandwagon of this is one of the greatest fighters we have ever seen, top 5 ever. You know, I made a video saying Ilia Topuria is one of the greatest fighters ever. I think Ilia Topuria is one of the most skillful fighters ever. But I kind of thought about it a bit more, and I'm just like, maybe 3 fights doesn't make you one of the greatest ever. Okay? TJ Dillashaw said in the Jackson podcast that Oliveira was a perfect style for him. It's a fact, okay? It's such a fact. And Makhachev was a perfect style for Oliveira back in the day, because he was going to go in there and grapple. Oliveira had good hands. He's going to go straight into Charles Oliveira's world, and he did, and he beat him there, and he submitted him. Submitting Charles Oliveira is more impressive than knocking him out. That's what I said in my video. I will stand by it, and no one will ever change my mind, okay? That's the greatest jiu-jitsu practitioner in the history of the sport. History. And Makhachev went there and submitted him. Like, subscribe, all that good shit, and thanks for watching.